hearts race, and the crowd goes wild. All across the nation, the Dirt Track Warriors duke it out for what matters the most, the trophy and the glory. This is Gas and Glory, presented by R&R Enterprises.
And welcome back to the show where we talk about what matters the most, the trophy and the glory. This is Gas and Glory, presented by R&R Enterprises. My name is Kyle Luders, and his name is Neil Quick, the young stallion, joining me here in the studio today. Neil, how are you doing today?
I don't know if I'd go with young stallion there, Kyle. I think you got a few years younger than I am.
Well, I'll be the colt if you'll be the young stallion.
Aging buck is more like it.
Hey, everybody. We just got back from the 2014 Performance Racing Industry Trade Show in Indianapolis, Indiana. Neil, we spent an entire week over there last week. Bud, saw a lot of familiar faces, met some new faces, and, I think the good news is there was no hijinks or shenanigans this year.
No, and everything
It was a relatively tame trade show.
Yeah, actually, well, it was. We didn't have any, like you said, any hijinks or any things that reached up and grabbed us and caused some headaches and issues. But really, very, very productive show. Got to see a lot of people and that we do business with, and got to meet some for the first time face to face. And was really kind of pumped up just seeing a lot of the new stuff, walking around, seeing some of the new cars and different things and companies bringing out new stuff for 2015.
You're absolutely right, Neil. I guess really the only thing that was an issue this year was the carpet.
The carpet? Yeah, the carpet. We got there for the display booth, and unfortunately we just didn't have our carpet there.
Well, we had some carpet. It wasn't the right carpet, but blessing in disguise, we got new carpet that was so awesome, Ryan took a nap on it.
Yeah, it's
drool and all.
No, it worked out well and made the booth look even better, and just one of those things. How exciting can it be talking about carpeting, Kyle?
We can make an entire show out of talking about carpeting, but that's not what we're here to do.
Well, you might be able to. I'm not.
It's called talent, son.
Yeah, okay.
It's called talent.
Correct.
But
I wouldn't go there, Kyle.
Hey. Anyways, the actual show days, Neil, were Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And as you mentioned, met some new people, saw some familiar faces. As we left that trade show, and normally, at least this is what I have discovered, and this is kind of giving folks an insider's view, the folks that don't get to go to PRI. It seems to me like a lot of deals get made. There's a great sense of optimism for the new season when you go to a trade show like that. And what was your takeaway from the trade show this year? Is there something in particular that you're really excited about in 2015?
Well, I think that there's a lot of new series out there for sprint car racing. I've seen that happening. I've also seen an expansion in that. I know there was a lot more up north, Michigan, Wisconsin area stuff that we got acquainted and got to meet people from that direction. So it's just one of those things that that kind of stood out for me. The other thing is just the atmosphere that you get from going to PRI and the excitement of getting the season kicking off and again, getting in the mode of doing new things and making things happen.
You're absolutely right there, and I would echo that completely. There were several people out there that it was great to talk to, great to see. Shane Stewart stopped by the booth. Roger Slack from Eldora stopped by the booth. Several of our friends from KBC Graphics, they were out and about. Sammy Swindell came by a couple times. Kevin Swindell was there.
Yeah, we had a lot of the drivers that we do stuff for that came by, and of course Schrader come and made himself known that he was at the show.
Known to the world.
Yeah, so no, the traffic was good, and definitely got to meet a lot of new names and faces and teams, and even businesses that came to us looking for stuff to be made for their businesses to promote and for the new season. So.
That was very cool. Saw the White Lightning team from Knoxville, Jamie Ball and his clan. We're glad that they came over, and good group of folks there as well, too. And, oh, yeah, like you said, just a very exciting deal. But tell me about the racing simulator that you and Ryan frequented.
Well, we frequented it. We went down and watched it. I mean, I'm not sure that we got to drive it a lot. I know I was in it one time, but really, really cool. I can't imagine spending $50,000 on a simulator, but if anybody wants to send over a check here, I would greatly appreciate that. That would be a great Christmas gift for me.
Completely tax deductible.
Absolutely. So, no, it was a good time, and I know the good folks down at Performance Plus on the end of our aisle actually had the simulator down there and promoting their shipping company. And by the way, guys, great shipping company. We use them here for a lot of our international shipping and even our shipping in the summer, just getting stuff to the racetracks and hitting deadlines and stuff. So they did a great job promoting their company and having the simulator down there just a couple booths away. Provide a little bit of entertainment while the show was going on.
Kyle and Gordon Steffens and their entire crew over there at Performance Plus. Great group of folks, like Neil said. But, Neil, had a great trade show. We were, thanks really to you and Ryan. We were out, I believe we were packed up and headed home an hour and 45 minutes after the trade show closed, which is lightning fast, and made it home, and it was a great trade show. Few things going on here. Midget racing down in New Zealand. Birthday boy Christopher Bell is down there tearing it up like he's done the past couple of years. So I want to give a shout out to him as well too. But speaking of midgets here, Neil, there was some huge news that broke not too long ago. And it involves a certain someone from our neck of the woods up here in Missouri. You care to share?
Oh, no, it's pretty cool to see. I know big fans of Kenny Wallace here in the Midwest, him running his dirt modified, and pretty cool to see him taking a shot and getting to do the Chili Bowl for the first time. And the fans out there, he's running for Loyette Motorsports, and really a cool deal put together there with some sponsor from, I think Griffith Trucking is the company that's on board. So it's really a neat deal that's been put together, and Herm will be willing it down there against some of the best dirt racers in the country at Chili Bowl.
And just for you guys, we have a very special treat. We did get the chance to catch up with the Herminator himself. Here is our interview with Kenny Wallace. And at this time, we would like to welcome Kenny Wallace to Gas and Glory. Kenny, my friend, you've got a lot of stuff going on, but the Chili Bowl's on your radar, man. Sounds great. Tell us all about it.
Well, me racing the Chili Bowl has been a long time dream come true. You know, it was a deal where I thought I was out of my element trying it in the first place. And then Tony Stewart stopped by my house here in North Carolina, and he challenged me. Tony Stewart said to me, he says, Herm, he says, I know you win a lot of dirt races in your modified, but you're not a true dirt racer until you run the Chili Bowl. So here we go.
Well, that's pretty awesome that you got old Smoke in there. He's no stranger to the Chili Bowl, of course. And, Kenny, describe the partnership that came together between you and Loyette Motorsports to put this deal together, and who are some of the sponsors we're going to see on this midget?
Well, first of all, it started years ago. It was really, really funny in a certain way. Our dirt modified race shop is located in Arnold, Missouri, and one day we seen this toter home come by on our road by our race shop, and I said, well, I'll be darned, I don't know of any dirt team around here. Come to find out, it was Brad Loyette and his family, Loyette Motorsports. Their midget sprint car shop is less than a mile from our shop, and couldn't believe it. And here we just became fast friends, and they got a great company. They do most of the grass, the mowing service in the city of St. Louis and surrounding areas, and so that's how we became friends. And then for the last 3 years, the Loyette family has offered me the ride, and I just keep saying I'm not ready for it. I've never drove those cars, so here we are, and they offered me again about 3 weeks ago, and at the same time Tony Stewart said something to me, and I thought, I'm not getting any younger. So, yes, they have a trucking company that is going to sponsor it, and that was a big piece of the puzzle. So we're excited to have that on the car, and so, we still got a lot of work to do. We've got to test yet, and we're going to do a lot of testing, so I do not make a fool out of myself.
We're talking with Kenny Wallace here on Gas and Glory. Kenny coming up with the big news that he is going to be running the Chili Bowl. And you mentioned testing, Kenny. What are some of the things that you're going to do between now and that weekend in January down at Tulsa to prepare yourself? And what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for you going from a modified to a midget?
Well, let's go back to 1990, what was it, 1991, years ago. I raced a midget indoor on syrup, and it was so long ago, obviously 91, that I have somewhat of an idea, how to start it, things like that. But between now and then, honestly, I know it sounds crazy. I got to learn how to start the damn thing first. I've looked at a lot of in-car videos. Justin Agar really helped me a lot. Showed me videos of how the four-wheeler pushes the midget out on the track, and then you get in front of a truck that pushes you. Taught me how to exit. He taught me how to exit the Chili Bowl, how to get off the racetrack, how to get on the track. But right now, really the big thing is to learn how to get it started, learn how to stop and go, and then obviously, you sit in it like a tractor, like you would a John Deere tractor. So I got to get used to using my ankles. On our type of cars for here, you can literally use your whole knee and slide your foot forward and backwards. But now these, you have to really use your ankles, and then I got to get used to what kind of sliding do they do? What's the ratio? How sideways do I get it before I know I'm in trouble? Things like that.
Yeah, very true, very true. It's a whole new beast driving a much smaller vehicle and something that you haven't been in a while. So it's going to be very interesting to watch you, Herm. And folks, if you're listening here on Gas and Glory, you can follow Herm at Kenny_Wallace on Twitter. I can guarantee you will never be disappointed. Herm, you're one of the best at keeping your fans up to date. And I think that's what was so cool about your announcement, because Twitter, at least in the racing world, kind of blew up a little bit when you announced that you were going to run the Chili Bowl. What I'd like to ask you is describe the relationship that you have with your fans, because every time that it seems like Neil and I come in and we have what we call water cooler talk, it's always what Vine video Kenny Wallace posted or how Kenny's interacting with his fans. How important is it to you to have that level of interaction with your fans on something like Twitter?
Well, Twitter and Facebook and Instagram are not meant for everybody. I know a lot of people that don't like it. They don't want to associate with people, and they don't want to associate with their fans. I, on the other hand, I was born hyperactive. I was born with, my hyperactivity, and I've always loved people. I'm a people person. I'd rather sit and talk with somebody. I'd rather drink a cold Bud Light after the races with people. I just love people. So I don't mind, communicating late at night when I'm sitting on my couch and I don't see a TV show that I like. I'd rather communicate. I'd rather answer my fans, talk to my fans. I'm honored. There's no doubt. I mean this. I mean, I'm honored that people even want to ask me questions. I'm born with the third child syndrome. I always seek attention. I want people to pay attention to me. And, at 51 years old, I still feel the same way. And so I feel like the social network was meant for my brain, the way I was born. I got no problem telling you that I seek attention. Look at me, look at me. That's the way I've been my whole life, I overdo it. Sometimes I'm overwhelming. I talk too much. But, at 51 years old, we're not going to stop that now. We'll just die like that. And so it was all good for me,
Yeah, very much so, very much so. Chatting with Kenny Wallace here on Gas and Glory, talking about the interaction that he has with his fans, one of the best in the business. And, Kenny, before we get you on out of here today, we're talking about your Chili Bowl ride. That's something just totally awesome. We're very glad that you're doing that. But recently you showed off the paint scheme for the 2015 Modified you're going to be having. Talk to us about your 2015 plans on dirt. You going to run similar schedule to what you did this year in the Modified?
We will run a lot less dirt races in 2015. what happened in 2014 was there was a complete change of TV. We did away with speed TV, in 2014. And when we did that, I wasn't on TV the first half of the year very much. So in 2014, it loosened up the first half of the year, loosened up a lot of the schedule, and I was able to run 71 dirt races. So I see ourselves in 2015 probably running, 40, and so we're excited that the primary sponsor on the Dirt Modified this year is going to be Toyota. Obviously, we've been running the Toyota motor for the last 4 years. It's a great motor. And then coming back in a smaller way will be JEG's Crate Motors, the same sponsor I've had for years, except we're really going to be pushing that JEG's, you can buy your Crate Motors through jegs.com. And then, of course, UNOH, University of Northwestern Ohio, the premier motorsports facility, college. And then we got some really good friends, on there. K&L Concrete, big company that has concrete, nicotine plant out of Ohio. And then, of course, there's all my sponsors that are really good to me, product sponsors. So we're ready to go. We got just what we need. We don't have too much money by any means ever, but we got just what we need, and I'm excited.
Well, good deal. Well, Kenny, we always love catching up with you. Thanks for making some time with us here in your busy schedule, bud. And once again, thanks for joining us. Happy holidays, and we can't wait to see how you do down at the Chili Bowl.
Well, I just want to thank all the dirt racing fans. I do my very best to, pay it forward, and I look for, a lot of tracks to keep thriving, surviving this year. And I truly love all the race fans, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Once again, Neil, Kenny Wallace getting the chance to run the Chili Bowl is such a cool thing for midget racing and dirt racing in general, to add yet another big name down to that event where really the entire racing industry, it seems that it doesn't matter if you're not a fan of open wheel racing, but if you're in NASCAR, if you're in NHRA or wherever, you know about the Chili Bowl because it is such a big deal that goes on down in Tulsa every January.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely kind of kicks off the race season, but for the fans that have been kind of the past couple of months just sitting there watching TV, watching football, getting tired of a little bit of that, it's a great fix for them to go down there and enjoy some great racing, some of the best racing of the year usually. Just
a friendly reminder, you can pick up all of Kenny Wallace's dirt wear over at www.r-rracewear.com. Please be sure to make those orders soon so you can get them in time for the holidays. You will see several Team R&R drivers with new looks. I know I just saw the artwork for Rico Abreu's 2015 Chili Bowl shirt. We can't show it yet, but folks, believe me when I tell you, it's bad to the bone.
Yeah, there's some cool designs coming out for Chili Bowl, and be sure to watch out on the website. I know we're going to be stacking them up and plenty of them to get there, so be sure to get yours before they're gone.
Stacking them up and shipping them out. That's exactly what we do here at www.r-rracewear.com. By the way, folks, today is the last day. If you're listening on Wednesday, December 17th, it's going to be one of the very last days that you can get your order shipped out. I believe we may have a little bit of a day to work with, 17th and the 18th, but we do need those orders in by then so that we can get them shipped out because, Neil, we're not going to be here next week.
Yeah,
we're gone.
It's a Christmas holiday.
You're getting your Christmas present. No show next week.
Awesome. No, look forward to the show every week, and next week it'll be just one of those weeks just to relax and catch up and everything.
Very much so. The Christmas holiday coming up, so like we did mention, get those orders in at www.r-rracewear.com on the 17th and the 18th. That way we can take care of them. We can make sure that they get out the door, and hopefully, we can't guarantee anything. Once they leave our building, we cannot guarantee anything, but hopefully they will make it to your front door in time for the Christmas holiday. Speaking of the Christmas holiday coming up, Neil, this is really the first Christmas that we've had the show, so this is going to be an oddball question, and I'm going to ask it.
Go ahead.
Is there any special racing-related memory you have that's tied to Christmas at all?
Really, I can't think of it. I mean, you have so much racing throughout the year, even into Christmas time, and I can't really bring back a Christmas memory related to racing. I just know it's a lot of good times with family, and those are the memories that you remember. And those are the things that I look forward to: the family getting together, enjoying, and the kids getting presents, and that's what I enjoy.
Very much so in that aspect. And I guess I do have one racing related one. The year that I got a Nintendo 64.
Yep.
I got NASCAR 99.
Okay.
And I ended up playing it so much I melted the cartridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is some good racing. Quite the legend on that.
It's
so I think next year for the holiday party, we're getting the Nintendo 64 up here. We're getting a copy of NASCAR 99, and I'm gonna school all you.
Well, I got some years on you. I didn't get no Nintendo 64 and no NASCAR 99. So,
were you like regular Nintendo?
No, I think that the biggest thing that we ever had that was probably race related was getting a new bicycle and seeing if you were going to wheel it faster than a kid down the street. So.
We did have those. Normally, growing up, though, in Kansas, we had snow on Christmas Day, so we couldn't take the bikes out that day, but makes sense. We did have to push them back a couple of weeks. We do apologize. Now, we did bill that this was going to be the week of the squealies.
Yep.
Unfortunately, due to overwhelming demand and just a total encompassing of our schedule, we've had to take an extra few weeks to make sure that we get the squealies right. But Neil,
we just couldn't get it done, folks. I mean, that's what the deal was.
Exactly.
That's why we had to put it off. It just couldn't happen. So
it just couldn't happen because we wanted to do this justice.
Yeah.
And we have some great categories that are coming up. So our final show for 2014, when we're back here the week of New Year's Day, we are going to do the 2014 Squealies Awards. You're not going to want to miss them. We've got great categories. There are some that are very honoring, very prestigious, and there are some that you are just not going to see coming at all.
No, you're right.
Some of these may or may not have happened during happy hour at the trade show.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as that, but no, there's some cool things coming up, and very excited for that, and it should be a fun show.
All righty. Well, Neil, we're getting ready to get out of here for Christmas. Any final thoughts? Anything that folks should do before the big day?
No, I just hoping and wishing the best for everybody during the holidays here, and hoping they get to enjoy some time with the family. And after that, let's look forward to going racing.
All righty, folks. Well, on behalf of everyone here at R&R Enterprises, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll be talking to you in between just a little bit, but please have a happy and safe holiday season. Spend some time with your family and friends, and if you get the chance, please visit www.r-rracewear.com. He's Neil Quick. I'm Kyle Luters. Merry Christmas once again. We'll see you soon.
You've been listening to Gas and Glory, presented by R&R Enterprises. All rights reserved. Please visit the web's largest sprint car store today at www.r-rracewear.com. The views and opinions expressed in the show are the host and guest alone and do not directly reflect those of R&R Enterprises.